Hey everybody, it's Kirsten, and I can't wait to share this week's Visualize experience with you. We are going to do this a couple days in a row. I'm not sure how many days it'll be. We'll just explore and see what this wants to turn into. What we are going to play with is our ability to listen. This is one of my favorite things to do in flight camp, to do when I'm working with people, and to even do myself from time to time, because our ability to listen, while it's massive, it's an ability we don't practice enough, and therefore we tend to not be very good at it. We hear a lot, but we don't really listen very well. We don't listen to understand with open ears, open minds, and hearts. We tend to listen entirely focused on replying to what we are listening to. What can I do with what they're saying? How does that fit with my agenda? What does that mean about my experience? What does we are questioning, and we're thinking, and we're processing, and we're doing all kinds of things while we are trying to listen, and it doesn't work very well because we end up not really understanding what that person or whatever it is, that music, that sound is communicating to us. Some interesting things about our ears. Do you know that they never stop hearing? Even when you're sleeping, your ears keep going. And it's our brain that ignores those sounds when we sleep as much as it can. Some sounds, I guess, we get knocked awake. Our brain is tuned in to waking up for. So our brain is a critical piece in this, and recognizing it almost as a dial that we can turn up or turn down so that other aspects of our senses can kick into a different gear. And then the other interesting thing about ears is that they don't just help us hear, they help us keep our balance. And I think that's pretty interesting, because one of the things I have witnessed and seen is that the better able we are to listen, to understand, the more in balance we tend to be in life, in harmony with the people that we are communicating with at work, at home, at friends, family, whatever it might be. So it's interesting that they both very literally help us keep our balance, but they also, what would the word for that be? I don't know, energetically, symbolically, when we use them well, they help us keep our balance and be in harmony with so many different aspects of our life. So today's exercise, today's experience is going to be really simple, and I highly encourage you to do this because it's actually kind of fun. What I want you to do is just sit down wherever you are right now, and I want you to imagine, close your eyes if it helps, but you don't have to. Just imagine that you have a set of dials that help you adjust what aspects of your body are turned on really high and what aspects are turned down really low. And so I want you to go to the brain dial, and I want you to turn that one down really, really, really low to a frequency where it is taking information in, but it's not trying to do anything with that information. So it is in massive receiving mode. And same thing with your heart. I want you to turn that one actually up quite a bit to be very open, again, in full receiving mode versus any other kind of mode your heart might be in. I want you to find your mouth dial, and I want you to turn that one off, entirely off, so the mouth stays shut. And I want you to find your ear dial, and I want you to turn that one all the way up as high as it can possibly go. So your ears are really the primary part of you that is engaged right now. Your ears and that pathway into your open mind that is just receiving, and your open heart that right now is just receiving information. That's all this is. That's all it is. So you've got all those dials now in those places, and I want you to just sit here, wherever it is that you are, and start noticing all of the sounds around you. So take a minute and just scan all of the sounds. Just notice what all the things that you might be hearing are. So for example, for me right now, I'm in my home. It's just me right now. I'm hearing the water fountain. I am hearing our little AeroGarden filter pump. I'm hearing birds outside. I am hearing road noise on the road that's close to our house. And then, with no judgment, with no expectation, with no anything, all those dials are turned way down or off. I want you to go through those sounds that you notice when you scanned and just tune into them. Get very curious about them. Notice how they move. Notice their cadence. Notice what they might be telling you. And just continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper into those sounds that you are hearing. And listen very carefully, very openly to them from a place of pure curiosity. You can pause this if you're still listening and come back. And otherwise, I invite you to do this at some point. Set your timer on your phone and just sit in some random places today, and even over the week, and just set your timer for 3 to 5 minutes and just really tune into this. And when you come out, what I want you to notice is a couple of things. Notice as you're doing it, but make a mental note of it when you are done, how your body felt. What part of your body felt activated? Was it your brain? If it was, it might be that you're not using your ears, that you didn't get that dial turned down as much as you might want to listen to understand. Could you feel a lot of energy and attention in your ears? That's usually a really good sign that you are tuning in to that place of really truly just listening. Did your heart feel open? Those kinds of things. Just notice how it feels in your body. And the beauty in that is that the more we notice how it feels when we're listening to understand, the more we can kind of set that in our bodies in the moments where we really truly need to listen to understand. So we're just priming our bodies to know how that feels so that we can recreate that more and more and in more situations. And then the other thing I want you to notice is what happens when you aren't placing judgment on any of those sounds. So, for example, for me, the highway noise is something that I really don't like to acknowledge we can hear from our house. It's not my favorite sound. But when I do this exercise, I'm always pretty shocked by how cool some aspects of that sound are and the cadence of it, and there's almost a music to it. And it pretty quickly starts to transform my relationship with this thing that I think of as an annoyance and start to see it differently. Because I'm not kicking in all that other stuff that I usually attach to it. I'm just simply noticing and listening to it. And it changes my relationship with that sound. You might notice people talking, kids running around, something that might normally be a challenging sound or a joyful sound or whatever it might be. And in doing this and not attaching anything to it and just noticing it, you are going to hear some different things, maybe for the first time. So, that is what I'm inviting you to do today. I would love if you guys will share on social media how your experience with this has been, questions that you have, things that you notice, what worked, what didn't, where you're having difficulty. A lot of us, when we first start doing this, our brains do not want to get out of the way. They want to jump in, and they have all kinds of things to say. So share with us. Let's play with this. Let's explore this. Let's see what happens with this. And I can't wait to experience more of this with everybody this week. So thank you for joining us, and we'll have more tomorrow. Practice listening today. We'll talk soon. Thanks.